How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Stand Focus for Jesus. Hope each and every one of you are having a blessed day in the Lord Jesus Christ. As you see, I got my youngest son with me. My wife had left to go run off and do something with my oldest son, and he was asleep. And then he decided he wanted to wake up right when I was about to record this video. So I said, you know what? We're gonna bring this guy with us. Big old, you see the big old eyes, so we call him Popeye. My nickname is Popeye, so name. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about. So y'all bear with me. Why the light hit you like that, boy? We're gonna be talking about cold approaching, and why you should not cold approach women. Why you should not cold approach women. So for those who don't know what cold approaching is, it's when you see a woman in a store, grocery store, and you're interested in her, and you walk up to her, and you try to talk to her, try to get a number, try to get to know her. And sometimes she'll give you some play or whatever. Then she'll give you a number or give you a number. Or she'll shut you down. For most dudes, they end up getting shut down because they have cold approached a woman and their game is not on the level to be able to do something like that. I have cold approached many women in my lifetime. Many women. Majority of the time when you approach a woman is because the woman has already showed you that she is interested in you. And if you know how the game goes, if you know how women operate, or even men do it to try to get the attention of a woman, it could most time it's something subtle. It's not something like, yeah, come and holler at me or whatever, but something more subtle. She may give you the look. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Oh, she gave me the look. She gave me the look. Which means she wants you to holler. She wants you to come say something to her. Now, she may play hard to get and everything, but that's just how the game goes. That's just how the game goes, right? And I'm explaining all this because I know there are some younger people that don't understand this. They don't understand this. They don't know this. So yeah, she gonna either give you a look. You're gonna be walking by and everything. You're gonna see her. She's gonna see you. She may run into you again somewhere in the store. She may come over there where you're at. There's many things a woman can do to let you know that, hey, I'm interested. Come holler at me. Because she doesn't want to make herself seem like she wants to come over there and get you. She wants you to come over there and get her because she wants to look like I'm the prize. And women enjoy the chase. They enjoy the chase or whatever. So why should you never cold approach a woman? Now, when you understand the power of words, then this stuff really starts to make sense to you. Cold approach. What's the opposite of cold? The opposite of cold is heat. That heat would be she gave you the look. She smiled at you, or maybe she said something to you. That doesn't mean that every time a woman looks at you or every time a woman says something that she's feeling you. But when you know what you know, what you know, what you know, you know what you know. So I want to make sure I clarify that because I know some people are like, well, shoot, so-and-so looked at me, so, you know what I'm saying, that means she's feeling me. Or she smiled at me or whatever. That doesn't always mean that. You got to know what you know, what you know, what you know. So again, the opposite of cold approaching a woman would be hot approaching. The hot approach would be because she gave you some type of indication that she was interested, right? When you're cold approaching a woman, you're going outside of what God has called you to do. We're supposed to be on our path, the path of righteousness, doing what God has called us to do. And on that path of righteousness, going to the promised land, we run into people that are either on the same path, or I should say, going to the same place that we are going to, or people that need help. People that need help. And sometimes we will run into people that are just obstacles. They are trials and tribulations. And these trials and tribulations, they come in many forms. And one form trials and tribulations come in is people. And for many men, those trials and tribulations come in the form of a woman. So when you are cold approaching a woman, when she gave you no type of indication that she is interested in you, or because you feel like you can pull her, then you are straying off of the path of righteousness that you are supposed to be on. I didn't cold approach my wife. I did not cold approach my wife. I was on the path of righteousness. There was a stint when, I wanted companionship. I wanted companionship. I wanted to be with a woman. I wanted to feel a woman. I wanted to touch a woman. I wanted to have sex with a woman. But I put that aside and I said, you know what, Lord? I'm going to allow you to work your work in me. I'm going to allow you to mold me into the man you have made me be, you have called me to be. I'm not going to concern myself with that. Because I had to be realistic with myself and say, am I really ready? Am I really ready for what I'm asking for? And then God saw fit. Okay. And then God saw fit as I was walking on the path of righteousness to lead me to the wife that he led me to by putting her in my path. Our path, you know what I'm saying? You got the lanes merged. They merged into one lane. And then I seen her like, oh, okay, what's up? What's up? I was doing ministry, and that's how I found my wife. And then, you got this little Popeye right here. What's up, man? What's up? So yeah, I was on the path that God called me to be on. And when I was on that path, the path that I'm still on, then I met my wife. I didn't cold approach her. I was out here, it would say, on fire for the Lord. I was doing the things that God called me to do on the path of righteousness, which was completely opposite of how I used to do things. Cold approaching women, or feeling like I can pull her because, hey, I'm me. I got this. I got this. So when you end up cold approaching a woman, you end up a lot of times going in a direction that you're not supposed to be going in. You end up going and being pulled in a direction that strays you off of the path. I heard a guy say, and it was a valid point, the Bible speaks about a prudent wife, which the scriptures does. But he was really emphasizing it. And I understood why he was really emphasizing it. He said, the Bible doesn't say that God is going to give you a fine wife or a beautiful wife or any of these different things, a sexy wife. The blessing isn't necessarily in your wife being sexy or beautiful or any of these things. Now, granted, you can have a wife that's beautiful, you can have a wife that's sexy. But if that's what you're solely focused on, when most of the time when we are cold approaching a woman or, You know, even women cold approach men. It's because we're being led by the flesh and not by the spirit. Because if we were actually being led by the spirit, that heat and not the heat of our loins, the lust, then we wouldn't even be attracted to that person in the first place, because the spirit within us would say, no, stay away from them. We wouldn't even be attracted to them like that, because we would spiritually discern that something ain't right about them. So God didn't necessarily promise us a drop dead gorgeous wife, a sexy wife. That's not necessarily the blessing. The blessing, as he was saying, was a prudent wife. Now your wife can be prudent and be beautiful and be sexy and be drop dead gorgeous. She can be all these things. But what good does it do if she's prudent? I mean, what good does it do if she's sexy? Sexiest thing in the city. She can run with the best of the most beautiful women in the world. But she's not prudent. She has no knowledge of God. She has no knowledge of self in God. So when the other men see what you see, or even, you know, on the flip side for the women, this can be applied either way. When the other men see what you see, and you are attracted to her strictly on the flesh because she's not prudent, what's going to happen? A greater than you, a stronger man is going to come and woo her away. See, ain't nothing stronger than the Spirit of God. That's why God said, what he has brought together, let no man pull asunder. What he has brought together, he has made two into one. And that is bound, that is merged, that is joined together through the Spirit. But when something is joined together, flesh on flesh, and bound by the power of our own flesh, bound by the power of our own spirit, then it can be pulled apart, because we only have so much power. So when a stronger man or stronger woman than you comes in, they can woo, they can break apart what has been brought together. Because y'all, you know, y'all brought it together, however y'all came together, right? Why? Because a stronger than you comes in, or stronger than you know, if it's a male or female, however you want to put it, comes in and breaks that bond apart. And woo. What you want? Drive the jag. Come on, man. Drive. There you go. And woos. There you go. Y'all give me a second. He don't want to. You trip. And woos that person away from you. They woo that person away from you because they are stronger than you. They may have more money. They may have more clout. They may not even have money. It may just look better than you. They may just be more thuggish than you. And deep down, that woman want a thuggish man, and she only with you because of what you can provide. And women will tell you that. No. And I know I'm addressing the men primarily, but these are things that I wasn't told growing up. These are things that I learned. Stop, boy, you better not break my thing. I learned a lot of the game by being in the game, by being with my boys and everything. I learned a lot of the game by, you know, playing the game. But I didn't learn it from a biblical perspective and understanding it from a biblical perspective until later in life. And I know a lot of people out there, a lot of youngins and everything, they don't know this stuff. Ain't nobody putting them up on game like that in their city or in their hood or whatever. The game they putting them up on is how to play the game according to the world. Excuse me. They're not playing the game according to how God says to play the game. You saying life is a game, brother? Understand the parable and the parable that I'm speaking. Just like Jesus said, the field is the world, right? So, like I said, I know I'm speaking primarily to the men, but, you know, y'all women, you can get something out of this too, hopefully. We have to make sure that we stay on the path that we are on. The book of Psalms, the book of Proverbs talk about different type of, women. There's this harlot woman, this Jezebel, the succubus. On the flip side, for the women, we have the incubus. Incubate. He wants to put something in you. The succubus wants to suck something out of you, suck the life out of you, suck life out of men. Men who are made in the image of God, and also woman coming forth from man. So woman also being made in the image of God. In regard to spirit, how you're supposed to conduct yourself inside of who you are as a woman, inside of who you are as being feminine, not trying to be masculine and all this other stuff, but rising up to the occasion when you need to rise up to the occasion. Because my wife is going to protect my children. If somebody's trying to do something to her children, she's going to be gracious and everything. But if they try to do something to your children, you're going to see the lioness come out of her. You're going to see the lioness come out of her. So we need to stay on that path of righteousness. And while on that path of righteousness, God gives us these different blessings. If he sees fit to give us these different blessings, give you a husband, give you a wife, give you children for whatever reason. I know for a fact that a lot of my marriage, for one, God brought my wife into my life because it symbolized something greater. The combining of two kingdoms coming together as one to fight against the enemy. Two, there were many lessons that I couldn't directly learn to be a better pastor, to be a better preacher, to be all these things that God called me to be unless I got married. Obviously, I didn't see it beforehand, but I see it now, I understand now. So I can't speak for everybody in regards to that, but I can speak for myself, in my own testimony, which is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to give our testimony about what Christ has done according to us. That's why, I don't understand why people get mad when I'm telling my stories. I'm telling it from the perspective that I want to, I want to tell it from. I'm telling it from my perspective, the gospel according to Matthew, the gospel according to Luke, the gospel according to John, the gospel according to Mark, the gospel according to Kelson King. The same gospel they preached and gave their testimony stop, boy, you're going to break that. It's the same gospel that I'm giving it, according to what Christ has done in my life. What I say isn't contradicting what the prophets and the apostles and the disciples of Christ said in the past. I'm just giving it. I'm just giving it from my perspective and what Christ has done in my life. And it's the same thing for anybody that professes to be a believer. The gospel according to insert your name. So our testimonies are going to line up. No matter what we go through, no matter what we don't go through. The gospel and what Christ has done in our lives is going to line up. Obviously, we all go through different things in life, but we all go through the same thing in life. If we are professing to be believers, then we all have went to the cross with Christ and been crucified with him to be resurrected from the dead by the same power that he was resurrected from the dead by. So again, on this path of righteousness, we come in contact with different people. and then we handle it as such. On the path of righteousness, I met my wife preaching. On the path of righteousness, I met some lovely brothers and sisters in Christ that we have created bonds that are stronger than any bond I've had. You know, on the path of righteousness. But on the path of unrighteousness, what happened? I ran into women I had no business talking to. I slept with women I had no business talking to. I had friends that I had no business being friends with that was leading me astray. Relationships were bound not in the love of God, but in the love of darkness, in the love of Satan. Because I was on the path of unrighteousness. So you shouldn't be cold approaching a woman, because God said He is going to give you a prudent wife. Yeah. A prudent wife. That prudent wife may not be drop dead gorgeous. That prudent wife may not, you know what I'm saying, have big booty and, you know, and big breasts and all that stuff. That prudent wife may be slim. That prudent wife, you know what I'm saying, if you may not like all that. You may say, well, I don't like all that meat. I don't like all that meat. Well, what happens if God gives you that prudent wife? And that prudent wife does have all that meat. She is thick. You may not necessarily like it like that, but you're going to shun her away, that's your wife, because she got some meat on her? You're going to shun her away, your wife, because she's slim? Even though this is a prudent woman. Even though this is a prudent woman. You see what I'm saying? So just because somebody is thick as all outdoors, as we say, big booty Judy, like, good Lord. Good Lord, y'all, come on now. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. She got it all in the right places, as we say. She got all that right, but she ain't prudent. She can be wooed away by somebody that's stronger than you, that has a stronger spirit. They got more money on these different things. She may be slim thickums. Slim thick. She may not even be thick at all. She may just be slim with a pretty face. If she ain't prudent, it's vanity, all is vanity. So then somebody can woo her away. Or she can say, you know, I'm tired of you. I want something different. Why? Because you were not walking on the path of righteousness that you were supposed to be walking on. And so you got wooed away into this trap set by these women, set by the devil. You got wooed away into this trap, set by these men, set by the devil. And you're trying to figure out how to get out, because you're chasing things that you have no business chasing. Walk on the path of righteousness. And he said his word is a lamp unto our feet. So if his word is a lamp unto our feet, his law is a lamp unto our feet, then when we're walking, we will be able to see. We will be able to see who is who, because he is leading the way. He is lighting the path. He is lighting not only what is in front of us, right in front of us, but also we can see at a distance. We can see for miles ahead. We can see people for who they really are, because the word says it divides asunder the soul, the spirit, the flesh, everything. So we see them before they try to even push off who they are presenting themselves as. And I will close it on that. So God bless each and every one of you in Jesus Christ's name, as always. Stay focused for Jesus, as you know. Let me show you. As you know, the truth is not debated. It is declared. The truth is not debated. Right there. The truth is not debated. It is declared. Press that.